How you going, guys? So I received a comment from a subscriber. This one. They're basically saying, and it's a really good comment, they realize reality is all one, but how do you deal with pain? If this is all a dream, how do you deal with the sensations of pain? They unfortunately fell down the stairs, dislocated their shoulder. They were saying, I get reality is a dream, but my body and the concrete felt separate. The pain was really uncomfortable. How do you deal with it? Beautiful question. It's something that we all have to deal with and we all think about. Here's a thing I learned so many years ago to help answer your own questions. Always remember where they're coming from in these teachings of Advaita Vedanta or even Buddhism. By that I mean, we are so heavily conditioned in our thinking of the materialist paradigm. That is, in the beginning there was the Big Bang. Out of the Big Bang came dead unconscious matter that somehow gave rise to consciousness, that somehow gave rise to us. Separate people in a separate, cold, dark universe. What model of reality, what framework are they looking at it in the East, in these teachings? The dream paradigm. So just remember that. I used to always do this when I had all these questions about non-duality. Remember to think of it from the point of view of a dream. If this was a dream right now, you know for certain the fundamental nature of the dream is the one undivided mind appearing separate. Your mind is appearing like a person, falling downstairs, injuring their shoulder. Yes, the appearance of the person and the stairs are always going to be separate. Oneness doesn't mean sameness. It's all coming from the one source, the one mind, but you do feel like an apparent dream person in a dream world, falling down dream stairs, and yes, feeling dream pain, but that doesn't mean it doesn't feel real. Have you ever had a nightmare? Why am I even asking you that? We've all had nightmares. They're terrifying. You wake up and realize it was unreal, but in the moment of experiencing it, it does feel real. So if this was a dream right now, and you're experiencing dream pain in your shoulder, a dislocated shoulder, yes, ultimately it's all a dream. But this is another beautiful thing about Advaita Vedanta, that Neo-Advaita tends to dismiss a lot. Traditional Advaita Vedanta will give you the ultimate realization. You are Brahman. There is only the one source appearing separate. This is true, ultimately. And this is what Neo-Advaita says as well. But they also acknowledge the relative level of reality. They say, yes, it's all one, but we acknowledge it appears separate. You appear like a person living a life, trying to gain happiness, injuring their shoulder, experiencing pain. So they don't dismiss this. They don't say, oh, it's all a dream. You'll be all right. Don't worry about your shoulder. No. If the fabric of all reality is pure consciousness, if the fabric of all reality is truth, it is true that you feel pain. It is real pain because it's made of truth. Your pain is made of consciousness. The stairs are made of consciousness. This person is made from consciousness. The fabric of all reality is consciousness. So don't try to dismiss this pain. Don't try to brush it off. It is real. It's made of truth. It's made of consciousness. And another thing I'd like to mention, what are these teachings really trying to get us to do? And how does it help with pain ultimately? I'd like to go back over 10 years now. When I first got into spirituality, I started off in my first year into the teachings of Buddhism. And one thing I remember from the teachings of Buddhism, the story of the two arrows in Buddhism. This is what Buddha was basically saying. I can only help you remove suffering, not pain. Buddha was saying, look, all the problems that this world throws at you is like being hit with an arrow. You can't avoid this. There are problems in the world. There is irritation in the mind. There is sickness in the body. Buddha would say, look, I can't help you with that. All I can help you with is the second arrow. What is the second arrow? Your reaction to the first arrow. So many people, over the slightest inconvenience, flip out, stress out. It's all dramatic over little things, especially in Western culture. Because we didn't have time for problems. Everything's perfect here, or almost perfect, in relation to a lot of people in the world. So there's a lot of people that get irritable and flip out over the the most smallest inconveniences. On the flip side, there are people out there that go through so much pain, so many problems, and they still have a stoic outlook on life. They can still laugh it off. Why is this? Because it's the mind. It's their mindset. This is all Buddhism can help you with. This is all Advaita Vedanta can help you with. This is all Stoicism can help you with. And here is a beautiful quote from Stoicism, from the philosopher Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And another great quote from Mark Twain, which is basically similar. I have suffered many troubles in my life, most of which have never happened. What I'm basically getting at, what these philosophers and spiritual teachings are basically getting at, they can only remove all the thinking about your problems. They can't remove the physical problems. And you might go, well, what's the point of all these teachings? Because your thinking about your problems is making it worse. Here's a good example. I'm assuming you're calm right now, relaxed. Think of something that really triggers you. Something you're really insecure about or that triggers you. And just imagine me saying that to you. Just say you feel really ugly. You feel calm right now. I say, you are the most ugliest person in the world. Even ugly would call you ugly. Like, just say I say something very triggering. What's that going to do to you? It's going to trigger a feeling in you of anger or sadness. I've made noises with my mouth. They're just noises that you've interpreted as words, that you've interpreted as criticism. Now you're having a feeling. Why is that? Because you take these concepts to be real, you let these words affect you, and it triggers things in your body. The only reason I'm saying this is, yeah, we're going to experience problems in life. We're going to experience pain. All we can do is focus on the experience, focus on the pain, and delete this story, because the story is adding to the pain. You feel pain, and then you come up with a story. Why has this happened to me? Why is my life always experiencing problems? When is this going to end? You're experiencing pain, and then you're getting all these thoughts about it, which is making it worse and worse and worse. So all these teachings are basically trying to say, look, we'll delete the story for you, but you're still going to have the pain. How do I personally deal with pain? When I feel pain, I've been through back problems, a broken toe, toothaches, food poisoning, a lot of problems in life with family as well. How do I deal with negative feelings when they're happening? Negative sensations? This is where mindfulness is so beneficial. Whenever I'm feeling pain, I delete the story about why this is happening or why it shouldn't be happening. Take all my awareness, go into the pain. Just say I have a pain in my chest. I just zoom my awareness into the pain. What is pain ultimately? Just sensations. What would a baby consider pain? A baby would consider pain just sensations. Some sensations are less intense. Some sensations are really intense. But a baby would have no concept of this is painful, this is caused by this is caused by that. A baby would just, probably cry, but not have a strong story attached to it. The story makes it worse, that's all I'm saying. So I basically zoom into the pain, focus on the sensations, relax into the pain. This eases pain so much. It doesn't eliminate it, but it eases it so much. This is the whole beauty of mindfulness. Just focus on what you're experiencing and delete the story. Delete all these concepts about reality that have been conditioned over the top of us. It'll help you so much. And like I said, this won't delete pain, but it'll reduce it a lot. And of course, take medication to help with pain. Seek medical treatment. But these teachings will just get rid of all that suffering in your mind. Why me? Why does it always happen to me? Oh my God. Like these philosophers have said, Mark Twain and Seneca, we suffer so much in imagination more than reality. And you must know what they're talking about. I can definitely vouch for this. There's been so many things I've anticipated in the future, events happening or interactions with people, stressing out, worrying. When I experienced it, wasn't so bad at all. And then I think to myself, why did I work myself up so much? So again, all these teachings, that's all they're going to get you to do is to stop thinking, ruminating. Here's another thing that helps so much, not believing in free will. I've made videos how I don't believe in free will, and I'll continue to make them in the future. But this feeling of free will, you need to see that's an illusion. Because this will get rid of all these thoughts too. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, regret. You can only regret things that you could have done something different. You can't do anything different. You can feel bad for what you've done wrong or when things have gone wrong, but don't regret it because you can't control it. And there's so many reasons for that. I'll go into more detail in another video. But this feeling of free will, if you can master your anger and giving up this sense of free will, you're 95% of the way to inner peace, I reckon. No anger and no feeling of free will, you're just flowing with life. Things are still happening. You're still going to work. You're still achieving great things in the world. You're still making mistakes, but you're just in alignment with the flow of reality at that point. So that's another one, free will. Also, when you don't believe in free will, you don't have to do all this thinking. This is my default state of being. I don't think too much about life. My awareness is in the moment and I just let life happen. Even to say letting it happen is just a limitation of language. Life is going to happen. Life is happening. But you don't claim credit for any great things you do. You don't feel bad ultimately for any bad things you do. You don't claim credit. You don't feel fully guilty and you don't feel fully proud because life is just flowing like a movie. That's how I view it. In any case, guys, I feel like this video, as many times has gone off into a little rant. I hope it helps you on your spiritual path, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves, okay? See ya.